Eczema. Eczema.
Eczema?
Yeah, eczema. It's kind of that disease.
Like skin disease?
Yeah, eczema. It's kind of like, that's what they wanted to name Panama first. But they're like, that doesn't rhyme.
You mean the Def Leppard song?
Yeah. No, it's Van Halen.
Oh, Van Halen, that's what I know.
Yeah, but listen. Did you know there's not an L at the end of Panama? It's just Panama.
Yeah, I knew that. What, you thought it was
But why do people say Panama? It's not an L at the end. So I decided for the rest of my life I'm going to pronounce shit the way it's spelled.
Well,
Fuck the
no
English
matter
language.
what, yeah, no matter what.
Yeah. Panama.
Panama. You heard it here, folks, on episode 22 of The Joker and the Smoker. I'm Isaac.
I'm Brandon.
And how are you guys doing this week? What about you, Brandon? How are you doing?
Dude, I'm good.
You're pronouncing words how they're spelled from now on. That's how you are.
Fucking right. I'm tired of this bullshit.
This camera looks crooked. I have to double check.
Panama. Hey, Isaac, or any listeners out there, you ever been to the Panama Canal? Just wondering.
Just wondering.
What you been up to, brother?
Oh man, not much really. Just work, same old. Oh gosh, I'm messing everything up.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Yeah, nothing really, man. Just like, staying busy and not getting enough sleep, and it's all good though, cause I don't know if I'm really being productive, but I feel productive.
I feel the same way.
Right.
By the way, can I make a dedication? Call out, shout out.
Go for it.
Hey, somebody that I know just had a baby today.
Okay.
So good looking to them.
Hey, bringing other humans into the world, man. That's a crazy
this
thing.
podcast is dedicated to
the newborn.
To the baby, not the parents. Fuck the parents.
This is a newborn podcast for a newborn baby.
That's right. I texted him though. And I said, "Bro, it's crazy. We have something else in common.
Yeah.
We were both born in February.
Okay.
We both work at the same job.
Okay.
I was like, we have something else in common. He's like, what? I was like, dude, we both are something that starts with an FA. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, dude, you're a father and I'm a faggot. What up?
I saw it coming. I saw it coming right there at the end.
I know you did, though.
There you go.
You did the whole snap. I enjoy it.
But that's cool though. You never know what life's gonna bring you. Now I hope he's obviously like staying in the picture of the child's life.
I hope so.
Yeah, if he's at least if he's telling other people it's being born, he's probably gonna be around.
They gave it like an 1840s fucking name though.
What is it?
Like
wait, like Clyde, or my grandma's name was Nell. That's the oldest name ever.
It was a female.
Can you imagine meeting a young woman named Nell? No, and Nell is only an old woman name.
Yeah, right? It was a female, and that's like what she's stuck with.
Okay.
Like you got a chance. Like,
what was it though? Like
I can't. I'm not gonna drop the name because
Bonnie,
I won't put it out there. It's worse than that. I'm telling you, it's worse. Like Bonnie, you can make up a nickname for.
Yeah. Bonnie.
This name you can't. Like it's stuck.
Yeah. God bless the people who give good names to their kids, because man, I had a relatively I've met a couple other people with the name Isaac. They've all not been white, but it's still a good name. It's just
right.
Yeah, and I don't know why that is.
Isn't Isaac in the Bible though?
Yeah, he's
like
Abraham's
it's an older
son.
name.
The story of Isaac is really fucking awesome. Like it took me a long time until I got older in my life to actually understand it, but like just the story itself is like God told Abraham, "Hey, dude, I need you to sacrifice your son for me," and
didn't he have two sons?
Put him on an altar.
He had two sons, and he had to pick one of the two. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Maybe.
Well, that's how it was in Year One. That movie with Jack Black.
That might have been like, was that like Cain and Abel or something?
Oh shit! That's why there's two of them. You're right.
That's Cain and Abel. I forget whose sons they were, but yeah, like the story of Isaac's really weird because like Abraham didn't ever think he was gonna have kids, but his wife got like really old, and my name means laughter in Hebrew, which is like, it's super sentimental to me now, like with this comedy podcast and everything, but like finding my niche in life to like make people laugh, it kind of sets it in. But the reason it means Hebrew, or correlates with meaning laughter in Hebrew, is that when God told Abraham that his wife Sarah was going to have a baby, he laughed because she was so old and they couldn't conceive yet.
Okay.
And then he told Sarah, and Sarah laughed. Just the notion of this person being born means laughter, like there's no way that can happen right now. And then kind of similar to the virgin story of Jesus. Isaac was conceived with the arguable divine intervention of God at that point in time. And then later on, when Isaac was still pretty young, God told Abraham, you need to sacrifice Isaac. Take him to the altar and sacrifice him. And they normally sacrifice lambs because human sacrifice isn't in the Bible a lot, but that's, to my knowledge, that's the only borderline human sacrificial thing that goes on in the Bible. Is God asked Abraham to do that, and then he literally goes through with it, and it's to test his faith. It's to test Abraham's faith. Do you really believe in me and obey me as God? And then he goes and literally is about to sacrifice Isaac, and God talks to him and says, Abraham, you don't have to do that. And all of a sudden a lamb appears out of nowhere.
God's an asshole.
He provides at the last second, in testing the trust of Abraham, God provides a lamb from out of nowhere in order to sacrifice instead of Isaac.
That doesn't matter. God's an asshole.
It's a crazy story.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
hey, you need to kill your son. No, wait a minute. Right before you do it, wait a minute.
Exactly. It's the ultimate shitty thing to do to anyone else in any kind of situation.
What if you had to pee? Oh shit, I didn't make it in time. Well, brother Abraham, you are good in my book.
yeah, you're good to go. But
that's so fucked up.
And then but then I honestly I don't know if there's any other mention of Isaac in the Bible after that happens. I don't know what he goes on to do. It's very odd how the Bible is strict.
Isaac's a one-hit wonder. Is that what you're saying?
I think so, in terms of the stories of the Bible. But
we better make this that fucking podcast, my dude. Your one-hit wonder better be this podcast. Let's just keep it going.
I forget how we even got off on that subject. Something about names.
We were talking about, I don't know,
names or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That's a good one though. I just like.
Oh no, honestly, we were talking about old names.
Old names, yeah. And people always say, "Oh, that's a Bible name" or whatever, And I've gotten that a couple times in my life, but I feel like Adam and Daniel and Mark and Jacob and all those names you hear so much more often than Isaac. But I don't know the story of Mark or John or any of those guys either, and I feel like people don't know the story behind names, and it's just cool to add a layer to things. I'm obsessed with things that are multi-layered,
like an onion.
very, very much so. But it's there's an onion here, and then there's radish here, and there's broccoli here, and there's
Well, I was just talking about Shrek. He taught me about onions had layers.
I'll never forget that reference ever. Like an onion.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy, man.
He made a
terrible Eddie Murphy
$1 billion off that movie, though.
he made enough to just. They made too many Shreks, though. I don't care.
They did. I only cared about the first one.
I don't think I watched
Lord
any of them about that. I did.
He was short, had a big castle.
And honestly, though, it was funny. I remember laughing, genuinely enjoying the movie, seeing it in theaters, but I don't remember watching any of the ones after that.
You need to watch the original Shrek now, because the innuendos about
oh yeah,
dick jokes are fucking intense.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. I can't believe they. Not that I can't believe it, but there's plenty of examples of that. But you only re-notice it once your mind matures and you go back to it.
Yeah.
And there's so many things Rocko's Modern Life is like that. And
I love Rocko's Modern Life.
Yeah, that Rocko and Courage the Cowardly Dog and Wild Thornberry.
But they were blatant about it, and I think that's why parents didn't let the children watch it.
Yeah, like Rocko's best friend was named Heffa.
Right. Yeah.
And then their neighbors were some weird
cow and chicken. Do you remember the
cow and chicken was crazy?
Okay,
man.
so there was an episode called The Carpet Eaters.
Okay.
And it was a lesbian motorcycle gang that would come in and break into your house and eat the carpet.
I forgot about cow and chicken, honestly, dude. I always think of Ren
Well, think about what I just said.
Yeah.
Carpet eaters, carpet munchers. That's what they were.
But that was what the episode was called, though?
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
And that was the gang that was in there, and they actually rode around.
I wonder if that. I wonder if you could socially trace the origins of the word carpet muncher to around the same time, and it was just a very weird period of the 90s. Because you know how sex, like American culture, the forefront of sexual things have been pushed towards the media and TV.
Well, I think it's because of the internet. Everybody's watching porn. It used to be dirty, but now everybody has the internet. Right, everybody's watching porn.
People used to turn heads at women wearing no socks, showing leg, it's insane.
Yeah, right.
Dude. And now literally Game of Thrones is full on nudity.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
Westworld, all kinds of big production TV series now, people pay and there's just acceptable levels of nudity. And I don't know if it's like I think it's honestly the desensitization of our nation.
Right.
The desensitization of our nation. That's my new mixtape.
We need to make a song. Side note, I heard the last season of Game of Thrones sucked.
All right, dude. I've had a lot of time to sit on this, and we could do a whole podcast about this alone.
We need to do a whole podcast where I watch everything and then have my concept on it. It's going to take me like 8 years to watch all of it.
You got to marathon that shit. But without spoiling anything, like I was upset at first watching the whole 7 episodes of this season. I think there were 7.
At once, right?
No, they came out weekly.
So you watched it weekly. You didn't watch it at once.
I didn't binge it all at once. Yeah. I watched it all unfold, and from episode to episode, I was consistently more pleased with the content within the episode than I was with the ending of each episode. And Game of Thrones has always been like the ending leaves you reeling and waiting for the next episode. Yeah, this season made me like the ending happened, and I was like, what? I was like what could possibly happen next? But not in like I can't wait to see kind of fashion,
right.
But in like I can't believe that's what they did kind of fashion.
But that's just because they were trying to end so many stories in such short time. That was the biggest problem. They had too many character arcs that didn't have enough time to evolve, and they shortened up the number of seasons, episodes per season. But honestly, dude, like as I've had a few, close to a month now to sit on it, and you listen to other people's reviews, and I've read a few of the books, but not all of them. The main thing is, early on in Game of Thrones, like season 3 or 4, the difference between the movies and the books really started to show because they started to run out of concept material. And there's already so much that's not like aligned with that. That's how movies are. That's how things end up being when you transfer mediums. Right, like
books and movies and TV.
Like the TV show went past how far the books went. In the timeline.
In a very, because it's been like almost a decade probably, and I think by year 4 or 5 they were already out of books. Out of books to go. So they were just going off of whatever. But the creators, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff, from what I have read and researched, they ended up meeting with George R. R. Martin and consulting with him, and he basically kind of tested them and told them how the series was going to end, and they got the permission to kind of get some creative freedom. And for me, I'm glad that the series TV series ended differently than the books, because the people who love the books will now still have something to wait for. That's great. But all the people who are salty about being pissed that they weren't happy with the ending of this TV series, all of you are conditioned into the template of normal TV architecture of like the regular character arc. Like you have an intro, you have a conflict, you have a resolution, you have a solution, and then the story ends. Like the bad guy always gets defeated, the good guy always wins. All of those things, all of you people are always used to, and you've now watched something that fucked your mind up in a lot of ways and left you with feelings that other shows haven't, and you're mad about it. And I get it, but I mean, it's a TV show. Like people, there was a petition for people to change shit. It's like, no way. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about that. Like hundreds, like almost millions. I think millions of people signed this petition to entirely refilm season 8 or season 7. Damn. By the way, and that's so disrespectful to the actors and everything. You got a timer on? Okay. Yeah, we're only 13 minutes in. Okay, I was just wondering. I didn't see one going on, and I was like, oh. Yeah, dude, my bad to get off on a whole spiel. No, you're Game good, of Thrones, man. But I still gotta watch it. Maybe one day. It is good though. Like I said, after I've sat on it, I would. The way they ended the series doesn't make me not recommend it to another person. I'll still say it's arguably hands down one of the best TV series ever made, and it can run in the race for that kind of award anytime. Sopranos got my vote, but that's the only one I've seen. So I haven't seen that one yet, but it's good, man. But it was good when it you have to understand everything has its time and place. Absolutely, and that's why I feel like Sopranos had to be out when it was out. Exactly. When it was out. That's what changed. Lord of the Rings had its own era. Yeah, exactly. Sopranos, they changed the game,
They turned basically
the drama.
every TV episode is now a movie, a story arc.
They try to get that
leads
cinematic
it into
effect.
another one.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to do that, and it changed everything.
That's why HBO's killing it, bro.
They got rid of boxing.
Hands down to HBO, which is fine because it's home box office, not home boxing office.
No, it should be though. They were for forever,
hey,
that's
dude. ESPN. That's a dedicated sports
Of course, I will say this.
Right?
ESPN did buy Top Rank Boxing, and now you can watch it. It's on regular cable. Okay. So now you don't have to have a subscription to HBO. Like you can just watch the shit. I'm super happy about that because I'm a fight fan.
To me, it's so weird, dude. Like not to get into a totally random subject or anything, but it's so weird to me how certain sports, obviously the popular ones and the male only ones, some of the female ones, but like there are specifically picked targeted sports to give to the masses.
Right.
But there are sports that people are like, no, this is worthy of paying contribution of the people that are going to see it.
It's really upsetting.
It's kind of weird. Like to me, it's the equivalent of like old age sports where like if you want to do it, you got to buy a ticket and go to that shit. Like,
well, it's not even. Think about if a TV show did that to you. Like, say Game of Thrones did that to you. Game of Thrones, how many seasons do they have? 8?
7 seasons, I think.
7 seasons. So say they gave 1 through 6 on TV show.
Right.
And then they're like, all right, season 8, you need to go to the movie theater. You have to buy a $100 ticket and you have to watch it.
Exactly.
Because that's what...
Every week you have to go see it in a movie theater.
I mean, that's what like UFC is. Because they give you all the contenders, like everybody that's reaching up for that number 1 spot. Yeah. But once they go up to that number 1 spot and it's a title fight, like, there's a paywall. You need to pay money to watch this now.
And that's just
like, what the fuck?
It's amazing how many different systems and methods and ways we figured out how to get money from people.
No shit.
But still give them something. But I feel like especially with video games too, because I keep up on video game news very frequently. Right now, loot boxes is a big thing. Like you're thinking about outlawing loot boxes, which are
loot box. Okay, yeah.
You pay money, real life money, into the game to get a chance for something to drop, and it is the equivalent of a digital slot machine.
Australia already did that.
Yeah, and Sweden and a couple other places.
I think it was
outlawed them.
When like Star Wars Battlefront, the first one came out.
They really did bad on that one.
The loot box wise, anyway. And if anybody doesn't know what a loot box is something that you basically pay money for in-game currency to get
for it with real world money.
Well, you can pay with
in-game items.
You can pay
some games.
In-game currency for it.
Yeah, some games.
On some games, okay.
Earn, like in Destiny, you can earn items that you can then discard. You earn bright dust. And the bright dust allows you to buy items in the purchasable market. Okay. But if you don't have bright dust, you can spend $10 and get silver and buy that stuff too.
Or you could just bypass it and use real world money. And I think that's fucked up.
The big discernment between those kinds of things, that's the thing, dude. Like, we don't talk about gaming much, but it's insane. The biggest difference between loot boxes and how they work is, are they pay to win? Are they pay to play? Or are they paid to enjoy cosmetics? And like, I'm not interested in playing a game with other people who can pay to win it.
Right, exactly.
And it's not even about the skill ceiling or anything like that. It's about a fair advantage versus an enjoyable time.
Right.
Like, I don't want to play a game online with people who are guaranteed going to beat me every single time and I can't enjoy it.
Because they paid $100 of real world money. Exactly. That's unfair. Yeah. If you luck out. Yeah. Good for you.
I think in certain terms, we should both pay the same amount of money to play the same game. If you want to enjoy like cosmetic things, like strictly visual things that don't affect the gameplay of the game, that's exactly the kind of model that I am about.
Wait a second. We're kind of like... See, this is difficult. Because that's kind of like communism, you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want the person who pays the most to get the best thing. Yet capitalism is paying the most to get the best thing. And if you can't afford it, you don't get it.
I might be a socialist, bro.
But to me, a video game's a fucking video game. Exactly. You shouldn't be able to cheat your way by paying more money.
Exactly. Yeah. And as long as you can't literally cheat, then you got to get into how you define cheating and like what. And it's just a big rabbit hole, dude. That like, it literally never ends. And I feel like there's so many little asterisks on all those things in life. Like whether it's like sports and boxing and paid things or video games or like whatever it may be, there's often more left to be determined. or changed, and things are never gonna like always stay the same.
See, that's one thing that I get upset about. Is like you said, change and whatnot. One thing that I get really pissed about is DLC for video games. Right. DLCs.
That's become the norm, though.
Downloadable content.
Yeah.
And the upsetting thing to me is games used to be fucking like
you buy it, put
2
it in,
weeks,
and you can play it.
But it would be like 2 weeks long if you dedicated your weeks to it.
If you were a kid in school and you played it during your non-school hours, or you are an adult and have a job and play it during your non-job hours, it takes you 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month to get through, 40 to 50 hours of gameplay.
All of it.
Yeah, the old ones, PS2, now, PS1, PS2, PS3.
The games, they're 4 hours long.
They get released and they're unfinished, bro. Like,
and then they're like, okay, if you buy $20, if you buy this $20 package and download it, so you have to have internet on top of you buying the game to begin with, this $60 game.
Exactly. Yeah, that and then, like, dude, Destiny is
just to finish it. It's like, what the fuck?
That's what's insane to me, dude. Is like, I never thought I would be so attached to a game of this model, but it's kind of indicative of how wishy-washy we all are, because I live in a rural area and I have trouble getting internet. But when Destiny first came out, it was the first game I played and the first popular game that on the back of the box it said must have an internet connection. And like you said, that means I have to also not only pay for the game but pay somehow to get internet.
Monthly at that.
Yeah, the only way you can get internet is usually through a subscription basis. But and on top of that, dude, like don't get me wrong, I'm not sad about this or anything, but like I willingly give my money to what I believe in, and then on the creations and media that I want to contribute to. And one of those creators and artists and developers is Bungie and the game of Destiny. But they really are kind of like Apple in terms of like they have figured out a way, and their business model exists on figuring out how to not nickel and dime people, but repeated purchases. Like you have to, you have to not only trust your player base or consumer base to not only buy your product once, but then the product has to be good enough for you to want to. For them to want to stay within your ecosystem and buy your next product too.
Right.
Because that's exactly what I am with Destiny. I'm a Destiny junkie and fiend, and I give them way too much money for every iteration they put out. But they did just announce a big change in everything. They're kind of going free to play.
Everything's blue now. I'm fucking with you, man.
No. And that's a really funny thing too. Is like everyone wants all these little changes, and
some companies do that though. Some people pay like $20 to like
you make something blue.
to make something blue. Like I think the worst one I saw was like $5.99 to get like dogs in the game.
Yes.
It's like, what the fuck?
And
and dogs that don't do anything. Yeah. Like dogs that just walk around. You can't interact with them. Man. They're just there.
We could look up endless content online of things you could buy microtransactions for. That may be a cool segment, dude. Like, what's a waste of your money in microtransactions this week? Because people pay for like whether it's a hat or like a sticker on a gun or something like that.
People pay for that
individual thing.
The biggest game out there, Fortnite. You can buy dances.
They're making millions of dollars a month
on dances, on
in-game dances. Which also the dude from Scrubs.
Yeah.
He created that one dance. I forget what it's called.
Yes, he sued.
Yeah, but apparently under copyright law, dances aren't covered or whatever it's called.
They're not.
But he's like trying to take it to court to overturn it or something. That's crazy, dude. That's real crazy. Like, if I was that dude, I probably would be doing the same thing because that is intellectual property.
Yeah, and he hasn't had a job in like 80 years.
You also can't know that. Yeah, exactly. Scrubs went off there a long time ago, so he probably needs some money.
I'm just rewatching that series. As a matter of fact,
it's a good series, man. They're like,
you know, Zach Braff and all them weren't supposed to be in it.
Really?
Yeah, no. It was supposed to be a yearly change of cast.
Oh, that's kind of interesting. Kind of like not American Horror Story.
What? No, it's for the interns. Because it was only supposed to be about the end. Like, once you hit doctor status, you were supposed to be done with Scrubs.
Gotcha.
That's why it's called Scrubs.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
But then everybody was like, Zach Braff, this dude's cool fucking killing it. Let's just keep them in here.
What's that movie called? Red State or something?
Yeah.
I think is that a romance?
No.
Garden State. Garden State.
Red State
is a different one. Yeah.
Yeah. It's about some killing motherfuckers.
Yeah, Garden State, I think is what Zach Braff's movie is called. Yeah, he's pretty cool dude. But yeah, dude, that was like a whole tangent on like media and microtransactions and all kinds of shit. But
It's ridiculous.
it's really crazy about what people spend their money on, man. And like when it comes down to spending money, I just watched a YouTube video that said money is only the worth of money is determined by the person holding it. Like yeah, like a dollar is not equally worth a dollar to anyone or any kind of currency. Money is only worth what it's worth to the person holding it, and that's the value of it. And that is what, to me, makes it even crazier that we all worship it, bro. Because I think so often, like, what if I just didn't have to work and I could go live off the land and like fucking, you know, like go caveman style in this world?
Well, they're getting ready to do that. They're getting ready to do that. There's like a couple president candidates running off universal basic income. Well, they're just gonna give you like $6,000. Like, oh, just cover your bases.
I don't want universal basic income, dude. I don't basic income. I don't want Walmart. I don't want anything. I don't want Walmart. I don't want anything.
But no, if
that
they
modern like I don't want anything that the Industrial Revolution has given us. I want to go live in a hut and like live off the land and eat off the land and hunt off the land. But then we wouldn't be able to do the podcast. We wouldn't, but it would be a drastic, insane change of pace. And like I said, I don't know that I want to do it permanently, but I think that kind of insane, radical change of living can add perspective, much like an acid or psychedelic experience, you know? It's like if you can drastically and radically change everything you know about the way you live your daily life, it'll not only shift your perspective, but give you a different vantage point to view it from once you return back to it.
Yo,
that really is like
I'm having that experience. We can make this happen. You can come along.
Yeah? Why? Because you moved recently?
No, not because I moved, but no.
I'm going cardboard box now.
I'm going on a fucking vacation up to the UP by myself, Upper Peninsula, Michigan.
Penis Peninsula.
Yeah, of Michigan.
Yeah.
Where it's just snow and fucking hunting, and that's all you do all day in a log cabin.
Hey. See, like log cabin life, bro. Hashtag log cabin life.
Hey, if you about it, be about it.
Well, when are you going?
It'll be later in the year, October, November. So it'll be a minute.
Let me know for sure. I want to do some camping this summer.
Why this summer? We can go
Ronnie
in the winter.
Wants to do some rock climbing and stuff. I want to do some. I want to do all kinds of stuff, bro. As much as I like being indoors and spending time with technology and keeping myself busy inside a box.
Right.
It's really liberating to go out and.
I climb rocks every day.
I do rocks every day. I smoke rocks every day. What?
What? I was gonna say we have a gravel walkway, driveway. So.
Gotcha. On them rocks, bro.
I walk on them rocks.
Walking on them rocks.
What are we looking at?
I don't even know, man. I'm trying to think of anything else. I gotta change the camera here in a minute.
Oh,
okay.
Shit.
Also, I wanted to say, shout out to people listening in Canada, Indonesia, Germany. What was the one in South America?
No, you already said it.
It wasn't Brazil. Was it Brazil?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Shouts out to you guys. If you're watching this episode, super big thanks to you guys. Like, I can't exchange to you the level of excitement that it makes me when I'm able to view where we're reaching to. So,
right.
Whether you like, if you don't want to reach out to us, that's totally cool. But just wanted to directly thank you for listening. And definitely, if you guys want to reach out to us through email, Thejokerandthesmoker@gmail. All of our social links should be linked on our YouTube in the description, as well as the Podbean description. And don't
iTunes
hesitate.
description, everything.
Yeah, whether it's a direct message or a public message. Feel free to interact with us or give us something. Because I want to either do like an on-air caller during the podcast. Of like a listener or something, or
that's Morse code. My bad.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, bro.
If someone wants a Morse code up in this bitch, we can make that happen.
You want to send us a Morse code message live on? How about that? Yeah. How about we try to decode a Morse code live?
I'll do it.
No, yeah. That must be so crazy, though, dude. It's
every letter. They type out every letter. That's
it's
what
only
it is.
Dots and dashes. It's kind of like binary. It's only two. And like everything in the world, it's dualistic.
I think
there's one or the other.
I think the dashes are like spaces, though.
That's amazing to me. How humans.
Hey, we got Morse code machine in here. I'm sorry, guys. Thing keeps going off. I'll have to turn it off.
Yeah, we gotta take care of that.
Like, didn't Morse code came after writing a letter? Why the fuck did they go to Morse code? That had to be so much more difficult.
I think it had to do with
speed.
Speed. No,
It had to do with speed.
I don't think so. I think it had to do with private, like artificial, not artificial intelligence, secret intelligence, CIA, FBI, KBI.
You got a point there.
Like it was a system. If I could be totally fucking wrong. We need to fact check this shit eventually.
No, that sounds good to me.
It may have been a system devised in order to communicate without being understood, so that foreign intelligences wouldn't.
Wait a second.
Your plans.
I bet it was made for speed of communication, but then the governments took it over and used their own shit to change it. You know.
I use a keyboard on my phone that I only have to use my thumb, and it's really insane. And there's a huge learning curve to it, and nobody likes it, nobody wants to use it. But it's awesome because it's so fast. I understand approaching things, trying to get to the point and optimize it. So if Morse code really is, but I don't know how fast it is though.
It's not fast. You got to type out every fucking letter.
You said though, like it was.
No. Like speed at the time. Like at the time they were sending fucking letters, bro. Come on now.
I got you. I thought
Jesus
see, that's
Christ.
how my mind works. My mind was optimizing the time. I was thinking like typing and like talking and writing. I was like tapping sound seems just as quick as doing all those other things.
It does, but no, not
right?
today. You could just call me and say so much more.
Voice to text is the best, but it's also the.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, could you imagine if the society today just could completely communicate on Morse code?
Especially because me and you do drugs. Think if we got a message, and we misspelled that shit. I misspell shit all the time. I don't have a Morse code dictionary.
You wouldn't? Are you saying we wouldn't get the drugs we want? Or?
No. I'm saying I would misspell shit. So my aunt would text me like, "Hey, you ready for dinner?" And she might I receive it as, "Hey, you ready for some dick?" Like, aunt.
The level of typos in that case would be.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it could.
Autocorrect's not a thing.
Yeah, they would be a different level of horrific autocorrect or typo instead of autocorrect.
Because that person has to stew on that before they send a message back. Like, wait a minute. What?
Isn't that crazy, dude? I think about that often. Like the reason that text. Okay, the reason that writing a letter is one of the best ways to communicate. Also, email. Email qualifies in this too, but in an old sense of the term, writing a letter allows you to form your thoughts and words, think about them, sit on them, write them, read them, and you have to be okay with them before you send them out.
Exactly. There's a walk before you get to the mailbox.
Yes, and before you lick the envelope.
And you can always change your mind.
And some people, I don't understand how some people don't reread what they write, but some people just don't proofread. Some people just don't, whatever. Why are you writing if you're not going to read what you wrote? That's beside the point. Emailing is kind of the same way, but when the person you're writing to receives it, whether it's a good message, a bad message, a love letter, hate letter, hate mail, a threat, anthrax in there, they have to react to what's inside of it. I think a huge problem of communication, dude, and like all the drama of today's thing is automatic reaction. Like you said, Morse code, you have time to respond and you have to tap it all out still.
Halfway through,
I think Morse code might have been the start of that immediate ability to react.
But I mean, halfway through, you could have been like, Never mind.
NVM.
I'm gonna turn this into something else.
Do you think they had shorthand Morse code?
They had to.
Like BRB, MVM, LOL?
They had to.
Yeah, I would.
There's no way I would type out "be right back." I just wouldn't answer your Morse code, motherfucker. I'd write that shit down.
There's gotta be some research on that shit somewhere on the internet. Because like you said, there's no way, people. No matter what it is.
Wait a second. So Morse code happened. But didn't they have to have like telephone lines to run Morse code? Because it's built off electrical currency. So was the telephone just not made yet?
I think that may have been a later development. Echo. When was Morse code invented?
Two early commercial electric telegraphy systems were developed and patented in 1837.
1837?
Created by Englishmen Sir William Fothergill Cook and Charles Wheatstone.
Okay, so that's definitely before the telephone.
Oh, I don't know when the telephone was made.
I was gonna Echo, stop. There you go. Echo.
That bitch went off.
When was the telephone created?
Alexander Graham Bell was the first to be
1836.
the electric telephone in 1876.
1876.
Something was
Yeah, 1836.
So
and
you
then-
figure 40 years prior.
Damn, that's intense.
That's a lot, dude. 40 years. 40 years is 10 years long, almost more than 10 years longer than I've been alive. And think about the drastic technological change we've had in the last 40 years
shit, that's what I'm
compared
saying.
to the technological
Last 40
advancement of
years.
Morse code to telephone.
I can't think about 40 years.
Yeah.
I've been alive for 26.
I can't think about the next 20. I think, yeah.
No, I was yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was born in 93. Shit's changed so much since 90. No one
dude.
was texting in 93.
We've finally reached a point, dude, where do you know what it's not Drake's equation, what's it called? There's some law or something, I forget what it's called, it's named after some guy, but it's the idea that technology will double in performance
Until it
and
can't.
decrease in size.
Yeah. It does that until we can't go any
Exponentially
further. Yeah.
until it cannot anymore.
Yeah.
I forget what that's called. But
It's Alfred's equation.
Alfred? Okay, yeah, I knew it was some kind of equation, but I didn't want to refute you in case it was.
His name was not Alfred. People.
It's something. It's
That's
something
just
like
a
that.
that's just a good old name. Shout out to that. old lady
it
being
sounded
born
right.
today.
That's why I agreed to it. But yeah, dude, I think more so
Alfred.
than ever, and not only in I don't want to say human history, in the existence of mankind. Like, we've never been in an age where things have been radically evolving exponentially, like we're talking about. Ever, dude.
Well, that's been since like day one. Cause
kind of the Industrial Revolution, like the printing press and all this.
what I'm saying is like since day one, you have to think like Cleopatra,
Cleopatra.
whatever her name
Is
was.
that-
What was her name? The goddess, the emperor, the empress.
I just thought it's funny because I thought you said Cleopatra, like the name Patrick, but also Cleopatra. But I don't know why it's so funny.
I think I did say Cleopatra. Cleopatra?
That'd be a good. Halloween.
Is that her name?
That'd be a good Halloween costume. It would be Patrick from SpongeBob, but dressed as Cleopatra.
Yeah, but is that her? What's her name?
Yeah, it is Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
She was like Egyptian or something.
Yeah. She was born closer to the creation of the iPhone than the creation of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
Something like that. Yeah.
No, that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's like, what the fuck? Why was she so close to the iPhone? Like, so to think that that's happened.
Yeah.
It took this long to make the pyramids to get to the iPhone. Now we're at this point. It's like this shit's just, we have what's it called where you put that shit over your face and there's glasses and you see
Augmented
some shit.
reality?
No, virtual reality. We have that shit that's legit nowadays.
Yeah, and dude, augmented reality is one step past that.
I don't know what that is.
Augmented reality, virtual reality is where what you're seeing as reality is virtually created. Augmented reality is the reality that you're seeing is augmented. It's not completely virtual. So if I want to, it's the equivalent of like sci-fi movies where they pull up a screen that's not really there.
Okay.
It's like it's interacting with something that's not there, but is there within the field of your view because of this thing you're using.
And
so
you can,
it would
and
be
you
like
can fuck with
if
it.
I could put glasses on and then interact with a touchscreen right here.
Okay,
That
so
would
that's
be
what
an
augmented
reality.
Okay, so porn is virtual reality still.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched one of those?
If I had augmented goggles on, my room would still be here, but there might be like the time on the wall over there, my calendar on the wall over there, and it would look like I could interact with those things. I could tap that, and maybe it would pull up right in front of my face. But it wouldn't be completely virtual, as in I wouldn't be in my room anymore.
Have you ever watched a virtual reality porn?
I've downloaded ones where they like have like full 360 view and
Yeah, but
where you
we've
can
all
like
been
turn the
there.
camera and
What
stuff.
do you have a virtual reality like headset?
No, I don't.
I'm
I want to
surprised.
get PS4. PSVR is coming down in price. I would like to get an Oculus Rift. No,
Oculus, yeah. Well,
Oculus
it's
is
Oculus.
good.
I don't know if it's a Rift though. I think they came out with a new creation.
Yeah, they're all trying to. But I'm waiting until they get good enough to where they're wireless because I don't want to wire.
I didn't know there was still a wire on it.
Most of the first generation VR headsets, including PSVR, Oculus Rift, HTC Vive, they all have cumbersome peripherals that, in my opinion, I haven't even used them. From what I've heard and what I can imagine, I don't want if I'm gonna be in this VR experience and I'm gonna be as into it as I can be. I don't want to worry about tripping over a wire.
Right. Yeah.
So I might as well wait to buy one until they get to an iteration that has wireless, and I think they're into like second gen, third gen.
I respect that. I don't know nothing about none of it.
It's crazy, man. There's a huge differentiating factor between the ones you can buy. Like you can go to Walmart and they sell little stupid things that are basically goggles, but they're like they're a thing for your face and you stick your phone in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the notion, it's kind of like what we were talking about, the value of money. Like, it's one thing to one person and another thing to another. Like,
yeah, I wouldn't buy that piece of shit.
But that piece of shit, I have one right across the hallway, and my mom bought it for my nephew. And you would have thought my mother was on a real roller coaster when she did this.
Really?
It's called SBS video. Yeah, it takes one video and it puts it into two, and then you put it in the headset, and those two images, kind of like when you do red and blue glasses, old 3D glasses. It's just two images next to each other, and the way they look. Makes it look 3D, and like I said, my mom screamed like she was on a real roller coaster. So it's like someone who doesn't want to use virtual reality is going to be impressed by any virtual reality.
Speaking, like you talked about your mother watching that, do you think we're going to hit a generational like curve, like how all the older, like we were in the generation where like we're old enough to
understand. We're unique as hell, dude.
We understand that technology's changing so much, and we've changed with it.
We were the last, or like we were a special generation where we used a phone on a wall into the age where it became in our pocket.
But
we went from going to the library to get information to going to the internet.
Right, but we're young enough.
We lived through it.
But we're young enough to adapt to it.
Exactly.
So do you think we'll get to the age where people just can't do it anymore?
I think
some people will,
we
but
will live to see the end of the dying age of the things we were used to.
Unadapt.
Like kind of, yeah. Like, not that landlines will cease to exist, not that libraries will cease to exist.
Well, just like you said, like.
But they will slowly be phased out. They will become museums of they will become relics or art or whatever they call it.
But like you said,
artifacts.
Technology doubles in speed, basically the like creation of it.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the next thing beyond cell phones? Like, do you think we'll be able to adapt to that, or do you think we'll be in the next like the generation that can't? Because I think that we adapt with you, most of our generation adapts with technology so quick.
Exactly, as opposed to baby boomers who were kind of late to the party.
Yeah.
And well, you know, got to Facebook late and got to all these things
late. Yeah, right.
But they've still integrated to it. And then now you have, 8, 9, 10-year-olds growing up with it, babies being mesmerized by touchscreins.
That's a danger, people.
They'll never live in an age where it's not like that.
That's a danger, people. Don't let your babies play with tablets.
It's such a fine line, dude. Like people don't understand the impact that these screens have on our brains. And dude, that's basically what I'm getting at is I think we will live in an age. There's a video game coming out called Cyberpunk 2077, and it's a fictional world where body modification is insanely popular, and I think we will get to an age where we'll be able to technologically and artificially have modifications and implants in our body that will not only let us live longer, but also help us be smarter, help us be stronger, help us be whatever we want to be.
What would you do first?
I was just getting ready to say I think we will live into that age, but I think I want to be buried in the ground with nothing in my body.
I'm with you, brother. I wouldn't do shit.
I think I think by the time I'll die, if I live to be an old man, I'll still say no, I don't want a chip. I don't want a retina. I don't want a retina implant. I don't want these things because I am still tied to this past that we were involved with. That last age.
We were there.
The last age of
we were there.
Of the and it is a special thing in that way. So while it will be easier for the newer generation to accept those things and they won't think twice about it, I will feel like I'll die and be put in the ground as someone who wasn't a human anymore.
Right?
I want my body to be put to leave this world the way it came into this world in terms of fully humanly organic.
Have you ever had a surgery where you had like screws put in or anything?
No, stitches is all I've had.
Oh damn! See, I got screws in my fucking wrist, so I can't go out natural.
That's in the name of medical intervention.
Nope. I better just jump out there. Hey, if anybody got a chip that they want to insert me, just name the spot. We'll make it happen. You gotta be a sponsor though, because you got that technology money.
Hey. So we're at 45 minutes real quick. I want to start this segment real quick called. I don't have a name for it yet, but I order way too much Amazon, and I always kind of try to make it special when I open it myself. Whether I get the package and bring it upstairs and don't open it right away. It's like build the suspense.
Right.
I know what's in the box, but I'm not gonna open the box yet. So I have ordered a package from Amazon today, and I'm going to try to save like one a week since I order too many per week anyways to open on the podcast. And this one's just super special. That's why I want to share it.
And, you know, maybe this grows into a legit segment. Maybe we get some fans send us like some dick pics in an Amazon box. You know what I'm saying? Like we open up a gift on, you know what I'm saying?
You can take your old Amazon boxes, ship us whatever you want in it.
I don't care
we'll
what
do
it
a
is.
segment.
I'll open it.
We're not asking you to send us stuff and buy us stuff. We're asking you to take your old Amazon boxes
Yep.
and make it look, send us whatever you want. Not
shit.
whatever you want.
I don't care. No,
As
I
long
do
as
care.
you can get through customs and not get me arrested.
And no guns.
No.
No murder weapons.
Yeah, no children or animals.
Animals is debatable. Contact us first,
As long as they're not invasive species. I don't want to fuck up the whole ecosystem, bro.
Yeah, but I want a tiger.
Invasive species are serious.
I want a tiger though. Is a tiger invasive? It'll eat a bunch of shit.
Okay, so dude, this I
Here
was
we go.
talking about Destiny earlier.
Box.
Anyone who knows me well knows that I am an insane Destiny fanatic. I can't explain my passion behind this game. It's just magical in so many ways, and it tells the story of a similar time that we live in where, you know how Elon Musk just, or not Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos just announced to go to the moon and how he wants to inhabit it.
Jeff Bezos.
Right? So Destiny exists in a time where we've already colonized the stars. We've already, been to places and like space travel is normal and all these things. But they fight all kinds of alien races and blah, blah, blah. I have an insane Destiny collection across the hallway, and I've been collecting this shit for going on like 6-7 years now.
Damn it.
Maybe not quite that long. It's 2019. It came out in 5 years at most. But this right here is my newest, most prized possession. And
It's a
it's
box.
going to be in another box.
Oh shit, he got a box in a box.
I got paper.
Don't send us a box in a box,
Send a
people.
box. Send us a box in a box because it adds to the suspense.
I would be
But,
I would be so
So check it
upset.
out. It's
I would be so upset if I got a box in a box, dude. I've already opened your gift once. I got to open it twice.
It's
Now you're making me work for it.
another reason this is so special. Like, I tell myself that I collect all this Destiny stuff in hopes of reselling it in the future in case the market still goes up, because like it's kind of like anything else, like Coke machines or stupid McDonald's stuff, or people collect strange things because they're passionate about it, and I collect these things because I know others are, because this Destiny community is millions of people huge.
Damn.
But this thing originally released for $99 from the Bungie store, and I missed out on it the first time. I signed up for an email notification when it was available again. I missed the notification when it was available again.
Damn it.
And I signed up for at least 7 or 8 different email accounts. Email me when available. Because the more you sign up, they're only going to print more.
Right.
Yeah, they're only going to make more once they get enough people to want more. So I signed up as many email accounts as I could and waited at least 2 or 3 months. Now maybe even more, and still hasn't come out. So I had to go eBay and Amazon, and I found a seller in Seattle, and I paid 200% of the asking price for it.
God
but
damn
I finally
it.
got it.
Dude,
And the reason why is because it's so epic.
I would pay for an Asian hooker 200% over asking price. That's about it, bro.
But dude, this is literally
Hey,
this is now the most
we're
prized
opening.
possession.
Oh my
of
god.
my Destiny.
We got some
collection.
bubble wrap.
We got some bubbles.
We got bubble wrap inside a box. That was inside a box, people.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
This is like Christmas to all the
This is
listeners.
really well wrapped. Thank you for sending this. Shout out to Vincent Ron on Amazon.
Shout out to you, brother. So
So-
he's pulling it out now, you people.
Not my dick, just the packet I'm opening.
Well, you might pull out both. I don't know.
As soon as I get this out, then that's gonna be hard, and I'm gonna get that out.
Yeah, and then we're gonna end the podcast there because you don't need to see what happens. All right, we got a white box that was
Yeah.
inside some plastic.
Yes.
Oh shit, that looks legit though.
So, this is Destiny, the music of Destiny, the collection. It is 6 vinyls
Oh shit.
worth of music of the original Destiny soundtrack, and as well as the music of the Spheres, which is 2 discs and 8 songs. That's nearly an hour long, composed
Right.
by Michael Salvatore. I think what's his name? Not John Lennon, the Beatle who's still alive, McCartney. Paul McCartney had a hand in the creation of this music. Yeah, and I got number 1488. This is a collection, a part of a numbered series.
Oh damn. Okay.
So it truly is collector, and there's a certificate of authenticity in here. And I can't wait to further inspect this once I get off the podcast, because it's exactly what I'm going to do. But it was cool to open it.
Are you gonna open it all the way?
No, that's for me. We're in private time.
No, I meant like later on.
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, because honestly, if I fell on hard times, I would maybe sell that, because that's probably worth the most money in my Destiny collection.
Yeah.
But that now is probably not only the most valuable part of my Destiny collection, but the part the one that I'm willing to part with the least.
I hear you.
Because I found a weird new appreciation for vinyl as I've gotten older, man.
Me and you both. Is there anything else, my guy?
The only other thing was, I'm reading a new book too. I ordered this
shit.
also off Amazon. This is Hunter S. Thompson's first book. It's called Hell's Angels: A Strange and Terrible Saga. I think I've talked about Hunter S. Thompson before, but I'm trying to get myself to read a little bit more, and the things I know I'm interested in, learn more about. So it's one thing to like somebody or like a celebrity or like an artist. It's another thing to learn about them intimately or study them further. It's one thing to like a band. It's another thing to explore the whole discography. Yeah. So I'm obsessed with diving deeper into the things that I know I'm already interested in about, because once you do that, it's like, to me, that's personal fulfillment. You know?
Yeah, I hear you.
Not only do you learn more, but you discover your passions, and I need to read more, man. I'm tired of reading the screens in my hand and the keyboard and shit, you know?
Yeah, you need to read some legit content.
Some actual ink on paper printed book shit.
Yeah, I hear you, my brother.
But yeah, I don't know if I have anything else, man. We got about 9 or 10 minutes here. Anything pressing that we want to talk about, or?
No, I'm pretty good, my guy.
Let's what do you think about the new upload schedule? Because I was going to talk about it off the podcast, but we might as well talk about it on the podcast so we can let our listeners know too. I think Sunday is a good day for us both.
Yeah.
So Sunday works for us, and then today's Wednesday. Do you want to keep it on Wednesday too?
Yeah.
So let's try. It used to be Sunday, Thursday, I think. Let's try Sunday, Wednesday now. Then that'll be a good, nice break through the middle of the week.
Right.
So I'm saying Monday, Thursday upload, hopefully.
Monday, Thursday. Yeah.
If not Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday, or Monday, Friday. So we'll try something along those lines and get this stuff uploaded for you guys. But it was so awesome to be off for a month and then upload the new episode and see you guys respond.
Yeah, buddy.
That was amazing. So yeah, you like Brandon says, all we got to do is keep showing up, and if you guys keep listening, keep downloading, I really look forward to the future, because I have nothing else to do, bro. This thing makes me feel good. It makes me feel fulfilled, and I enjoy not only the time I spend with you, but the time I spend with them too.
Field of dreams, brother.
Hey.
Build it. They will come.
They will come. They will like.
Kevin Costner said that once.
Like they'll come, or like
honestly,
they'll arrive.
I think we're hoping for both.
I think so too. I think we want both. We can't make that our guarantee, but we'll look into it.
Yeah. Let us know. If you're listening to this and you come, I want to be the first to hear about it.
Just drop us a line. We'll appreciate
Please, DM me. Send me a picture of it.
Okay.
Don't even clean up.
What was it? Thyload?
Thyload, baby. Hey, while he turns us off, hey, Tupac's overrated. Most overrated rapper of all time. Beatles, most overrated band of all time. And if anybody wants to debate that, fuck you, hit me up. Love you guys.